Hello everyone, LRon here with part 93 of my total Terraria world Annihilation. So, I've discovered something recently. I found out that I have not flipped the switch on the previous cohort. Um, so this means, of course, that my warning that it'd be a long time between cohorts is kind of no longer valid. So at this point, I've put in over 150 hours into Fallout 4. I've beat the main story, done a bunch of the side stuff, almost done with the Automatron DLC, and have only um, hit the tip of the iceberg for Far Harbor. Haven't actually been to the new location. I've just talked to the people that are necessary to find the zone. But before I get into anything like that, I should probably do some Terraria talk first. At some point mid-cohort, Terraria got patched twice. We're now on to 1310, then 1311. Those have been added at some point in the middle of the cohort. I haven't really done anything with the new content, given the fact that we've got our mission here to completely and totally destroy this world. And nothing in the patch notes for the first of the two patches really seemed necessary for that. But the world is still working. It's just how I left it pre-patch, so that's good. And so by the end of the cohort, I am dangerously close to taking out the remainder of the bricks and the blocks and the tangible things that will prevent you from moving around. I've got just a sliver to the east, and then the stuff that I kept in the middle because I didn't want to break the floodgates just yet, in case I was going to let lava flow back down to hell. But that should all probably take place in only the first video of the cohort, next cohort. Given the fact that I've got these 9 screens going on now, this is pretty fantastic. We are boiling 7.5 hours worth of Terraria all into 40 minutes. This is a blessing, to be sure. So, I guess I can get back to Fallout talk. I'm going to start off being extremely vague and non-spoilery, and once I get into actual content like I did for New Vegas, then I will give my usual warning to mute until the end of the video, or I put a notification on the bottom of the screen, probably covering up the 8th camera. In case people forgot the convention, that's going to be the bottom middle one. So, people have heralded Fallout 4 as the worst of the modern era Fallouts. So that includes 3, New Vegas, and 4. Um, and generally at this point, I'm inclined to agree. There are aspects that are great improvements, and then there are far more aspects that really need the execs signed off on it to be either fired or castrated or both. Because, let's put it this way, it's clear that they have no right to be in any form of decision-making process and should not have children, given their stupidity. So, let's start off with the good. Right off the bat, whenever I talk about the good, the first thing that I ever mention is the looting system. Um, so, you know, not necessarily the content of the loot, but how you go about physically looting. I guess there's a minor double-edged sword regarding it, but we'll get to that later. So what they did that was extremely good was they made it so you don't have to open your inventory to loot things. Basically, you hover over a corpse or a desk or something that contains stuff, and you get this little pop-up thing, a little window that tells you everything that's inside, and you can hit a take all button, or you can oh no, I wanted a take all button, sorry, but they didn't give me that. They give you the choices of take the highlighted item, and you can just scroll to get other items on the list highlighted, or you can hit the reload button to actually open up the old school loot system where you would have to load up your inventory, which is a pain for me because I set my carry weight to 1,000,000. And for those of you who call that cheating, I say screw you. I have a compulsion to loot every goddamn bent tin can in existence, and I'm not going to be burdened by having to run to a merchant every 5 minutes and spend 30 minutes to do that. The game would become a 1,000,000-hour game instead, and that it just is not going to be fun. So, Fallout games require infinite carry weight, or virtually infinite carry weight, to make them enjoyable. Which, in my professional opinion, is not cheating, it is just removing a faulty mechanic. And now let's actually swing to the flip side of this loot system coin. So now, if you reload your weapon, and you happen to be looking at a corpse, which is something you might frequently end up doing, because you had to spend the bullet somewhere, and you probably spent it on that corpse to make it a corpse. And instead of reloading, you start going into the loot system of an empty body because you had already looted everything. That annoys me to death. I wish that Bethesda was better at letting you remap every little nuance instead of only remapping little things here and there. It'd be nice to separate out those two actions. Reload should be one thing, and everything else on the reload button should be another thing. Well, that is it for this video. I will see you next video.